If you experienced Illinois sports in any way, shape, or form from the mid-'80s to the mid-2000s, you know my guest today. And I call shotgun. His name is Jim Sheppard, and while his face may or may not be familiar to you, his voice most certainly is. Welcome.
Good to be here. It's always fun to talk to the current guy, too.
Yeah,
the guy that has a crazy schedule, but it's good to be with you. Thanks for the invitation.
Absolutely. This would be a lot of fun. You ready to go for a ride?
Let's do it.
All right, let's hit it. I'll try not to hit, actually, anything.
Okay.
We'll do what we can. Tell me, and I know some of the story, but how did you end up being the public address voice of the Illini? Would you say it was just something fun to do and sort of a good part-time job, or would you say it changed you or your life in some way?
Well, I think anybody that does a job like that, and you can relate to this because you're in it now, I think any time that you're in front of the public, people get to know you, and I don't think it really changed my life. I was very blessed working with a lot of great people at the university. I met a lot of coaches and players that I still keep in touch with. My son, Brian Scott, was on the team in '99, and that was a great thrill. There's only one position like that. There's only one PA announcer.
Right.
And I was fortunate to do both Illini football and basketball. And it was just a great ride, just a lot of great memories. You miss the games, but the routine and the camaraderie with your fellow media friends and the routine of going to a game is really what I miss the most after I was done.
So where do people find you now? Where do you find, like, you're talking somewhere and someone's ears perk up and go, wait a minute.
I've had, it happens occasionally. I've been out in public and I meet somebody and they recognize my voice. I think one of the stranger time that happened is years ago. I was on a plane flight. I can't even remember where I was going. And there was a couple sitting behind me. And I was by myself. And the lady of the couple tapped me on the shoulder and she said, "Are you Jim Sheppard?" And I said, "Yes." And she said, "Well, my husband and I are big Illinois fans," and the husband was sitting in the window seat, and he was kind of embarrassed to ask me that, so he had his wife do it,
Nice.
And he was kind of curled up, his head up against the window. So, yeah, that happens occasionally, I guess, and I'm sure it's happened to you. Your voice becomes synonymous with a team or a particular show.
What fills your life now? What do you find yourself doing with your time, and what brings you joy?
Well, I recently started a new career in the energy business. I'm working with a friend of mine here in town, and we are selling energy, which is it's a fascinating profession. I also am very, very active and have been for several years with the Illinois Basketball Coaches Association. We are in the process of trying to raise money and coordinate the construction of a basketball museum. I'm not at liberty at this point to say where the museum could be, but I've been on that board of directors for the museum committee, but that occupies a lot of my time. I've got
I was going to ask you about grandchildren.
I got grandkids, 3 of them. I've got 5 grandsons, so I've got my fab 4. Michigan had theirs. I've got mine. Right. 2 of them are in Colorado, and the 3 locally are in Tolono. My 2 oldest grandsons, Cam and Cade Scott, are starters for the Unity team. Proud to say my one grandson, Cade, got 2nd in the state last year in wrestling.
Wow.
And so we're big sports fans.
Well, you still do some public addressing.
Yeah,
right?
I've done Unity football for, I think, 10 or 11 years now.
Wow.
Still enjoy that, and I plan to keep going if my voice holds out and I stay around.
Right.
My twin grandsons have a younger brother, Charlie. Charlie's a freshman this year, and he's football, so
Want to see him get through high school at least?
And then I can say I did their dads and all three of them's high school career.
That's pretty special. Well, I got to say, when my family moved here in '89 and I went to my first basketball and football games, I didn't remember who they played or what the scores were, but I did remember the experience of it all, and the band and the cheerleaders and the smell of the hot dogs, and your voice was part of that experience. And I never, sorry, I shouldn't get emotional about that, but I never would have thought
you would have the chance to do it. It's a wonderful opportunity, and I've just been really blessed when I look back of not only my time with the university, but doing high school games, and just have met a lot of tremendous people. And it becomes, as you know, it becomes part of you. And whether it's a Saturday getting ready for a game or traveling, you doing the Pacers, it becomes part of you.
Well, as it should be, and you left some really big shoes to fill, and obviously you've left many memories in the heads of many Illini fans for years and years to come, despite the fact that you're not in the seat anymore. But I appreciate you riding along with me. We're back at the station, and this has been great.
And you did a great job driving.
Well, I didn't get us in an accident.
Yeah, that's the best thing.
Thank you, Jim.
Thanks for having me, Tim.
Absolutely.